Dream Local Digital is an online marketing agency. We work with small businesses and reseller partners like media companies to help them transform their businesses using online marketing. We do services like social media marketing, search engine marketing, websites and blogs and content creation, as well as display advertising online. So anything that someone needs to promote themselves online or in mobile, we can help them. When we started the company, because I was committed to being in Maine, you couldn't find a lot of people that had background in online marketing. So I had to put together a team of people from many different backgrounds. We have people from the legal field, from the hospitality field, from real estate, from the marine industry, banking. And so I needed something that would, other than me just saying our culture is cool, I needed something that would make them all bond together. So some symbol of what our key qualities at Dream Local are. And I kept coming back to the Honeybadger video that's on YouTube, the crazy, nasty Honeybadger, mostly because that Honeybadger exhibits fortitude and determination and perseverance. He's just going to do whatever it takes to get the job done. And you know, he gets bit by a cobra and lays down for a minute, gets right back up and eats the cobra. Like the Honeybadger will do whatever it takes. And that to me, and it's a little silly. It allows us, you know, the opportunity to laugh at ourselves, but it's serious. And so that was our symbol to bond the team. And we thread that part of our culture throughout everything we do, our meeting names, what we call each other, roles, training, all comes back to that sort of central core. And even when you get reviewed here, you have core Honeybadger traits that you exhibited or need to work on. So by sort of threading a common theme throughout the entire culture, it's really been a point of pride for our team to be a real Honeybadger. Earlier this spring, this fall, I had one of my team members and I went with our roofing client on jobs all day. And it was an amazing day to keep, you know, anything that you can do to keep the team inspired and motivated, or what I can do to keep the clients in front of their faces in whatever way I can, is what gets us most excited. And my title here is Client Success Officer. It's not CEO. I mean, I do use founder a lot of times because it helps people know that like this wasn't we made this company, but Client Success Officer is really at the root of everything we do. And when someone hires us, we want them to be happy and satisfied with the experience and get something out of the experience. And we hope that we're adding value every day. And so that's my title, and I make sure the team knows that that's what I do, is I help our clients be successful, and that's also what you do in your individual roles in the company. What sets us apart from our competition is for every client that we have, no matter how small they are, and no matter what they bought from us, we do a strategic plan for them, which is we look at the best practices, we look at their marketing goals that they've outlined, and in many cases we have to help them understand what their goals should be. They don't know. And we create a plan for them that says, here's what will work for you online, focusing on what they bought. And then we may say in the future, you'll want to consider this, this, or this, whether you do it yourself or work with us or otherwise. And then on an ongoing basis, we create really specific content for that client. Now, for us, we do track that content by industry or by marketing goal. So if I'm able to sell a lot of whitening for a dentist in Bakersfield, California, and I know my dentist in Sarasota, Florida has that as a marketing goal, we're gonna learn from that and bring that best practice. That's probably another part that sets us apart, is we're high touch with the clients, and we're solution driven and specific for the clients. Like, we don't write vanilla content, which some of our peers do. But you layer into that the fact that we have national footprint, and it allows us to bring even more knowledge and research to each individual client in ways that we couldn't if we were just a shop in Rockland, Maine that served 20 or 30 clients here. I wouldn't have enough scale in any one industry or solving any one marketing problem to really help them do it at a cost-effective level. So a lot of the agencies we compete with charge more and have a smaller client base, whereas I can charge less because I can leverage a larger client base. And that's also how we create jobs here in Maine, by bringing the work back here to Maine. But it makes it even more important that we innovate internally, that we recognize dentist in Bakersfield had a winner here. Now we need to replicate that winner in the dentist in Sarasota and Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and Lawrence, Kansas, and everywhere else that we're serving businesses. So it's about bringing that scale. And the last piece is it means that my team has to really jump. They jump from project to project to project. And 1 minute they're working on a roofer, and the next minute they're working on a festival, and the next minute they're working on a hospital. And they really need to be motivated all the time, which is why I think the culture and our focus on the culture is so important to what we do, because I need them to be creative. It's hard to be creative all the time, especially if you're not an artist creating your own work. You're trying to tell someone else's story all day long, every day, and a lot of them. And so inspiration here is a big deal. We have to be willing to do things differently ourselves all the time. So I recently just readjusted the roles of my leadership team, not because somebody wasn't doing their job, but because they each became stronger in their own areas of specialty. And I was able to say, hey, you know what? Now you are the voice in the company on this, and you are the voice in the company on this. And that at first, seems a little weird because they're so used to making decisions in a collaborative way. But we had a team matrix to some of these projects because I needed all of their skills and abilities. Now I don't. Now it's like, great, you run this, you run this. And even the team is like, wait, so that person can make the decision? Yes, go. Or they'll come in my office and try to discuss something. I'm like, you own it, go, go. Do you need my help? No? Okay, go. And so we're constantly adjusting that way, which is, it keeps it very real here all the time. Yeah. It's a hectic, crazy atmosphere, but 99% of us thrive on that. And if you're in the 1%, it's usually temporary, and we try to drag you out.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I bet you do.
Yeah. On an ongoing basis. Like even last night, I had 2 team members that are working on something and they were frustrated, and they went out and had a drink. It was after 5, and I'm still here in the office, and I got a text that said, "We are here, hurry, come now." Like, I stop what I'm doing, I throw my stuff in my bag and I run, and we brainstormed how to get something done for them, and it took about 20 minutes, and then they're like, great, and they both left, and I'm at this restaurant, like, well, I guess I'll have dinner. I don't know. But wherever they need it at any time is how we try to get it done.